Hello sweeties, welcome back to my channel. In this video that's going to be a review of the Destiny palette by Certifeye. This is what the palette looks like. I did buy this palette myself from Certifeye's site. I am affiliated with the brand, but she doesn't send me every palette in PR. I have received, I think I have 3 of her palettes, and I have received 1 in PR and I have bought the other 2 myself. But I am affiliated and I do have a code with them that will save you 10% in case you want to shop yourself from the site. I did buy this palette at launch because I think this is such a pretty palette. This is 18 shades. 18 shades, and it is a mix of shimmers and mattes, mostly mattes. There's only 4 shimmers in this palette, and then the rest of them are mattes. So this is a shimmery silver, this is a shimmery fuchsia, it's the one I have on my lid, and then there's a shimmery icy pink and a shimmery light gold. I have made 3 looks with this palette, this being one of them, and that's gonna be live here on my channel tomorrow, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on that one. The other 2 palettes from Certifeye has been slightly not similar in the color range, but it seems like she has like her thing is to release a half cool tone, a half warm tone palette, and I would say instead that this palette is more like a half neutral, half colorful palette, and it is mixed throughout because the 2 first rows here are very neutral, like very neutral, and then you have some really poppy reds and purples and oranges here, and then there is a very rusty dark rusty brown, and then you have a silver, a black, and then 2 greens and 2 blues. So I would say that this is a half colorful, half neutral palette, and I'm not mad about that. I have used some of these neutrals when I was in Japan because I did bring this palette to Japan, so I have tried this for quite a bit. I think I have tried all of the shades on my eyes. Not in the looks that I filmed, but like outside of YouTube. I did buy this palette for 354, wait, let me check my phone. 353 Swedish crowns, and I don't know what that is in US dollars. I'm guessing it's about $40 for 18 shades. I personally don't think that that is that big of a deal for this many shades, especially being an indie brand. So this is a UK based indie brand made by it's run by a single woman of Pakistani descent, and I adore their eyeshadows, and I do think that this is of good quality as well. I do wish though that she would branch out a bit and just try a new concept. But I do know that there is an affinity palette coming really soon. I will put some pictures here of what I've seen so far of sneak peeks. I don't know exactly if it's going to be what she's showing here, but that is a totally new concept because that is still the same layout, because this has the same layout as the other palettes. They also look like this. Wait, I'm not gonna sort this out. These are the other 2 palettes, and I have reviewed these as well. They have the same layout, although these are non-glossy white backgrounds, and I do appreciate the glossy black background a lot more. I think that that is perfect. You can see that it's glossy, so you can really wipe this off in case it gets dirty, and I love this glossy black background. And the background that she showed for her other palette that's upcoming seems to be pink, and I don't know if it's gonna be glossy or not, but I'm loving the glossy. So this is named Destiny, and I would say that all of these names they have a very mystical name selection, like, so it does have some kind of bond to the name Destiny. It's like Sixth Sense, Remedy, Paranormal, Dark Side, Warped, Mystic, Glass Ball. I'm really liking these names. She's always keeping the names with the theme of the palette, and I really do appreciate that. Personally, I think that some of these shades are a bit similar, even though I like all of these shades. Although I will say that these 2, you won't be able to use these unless you have either tacky base or a primer that you haven't set, because if you use these on a dry lid or a primer that you have set with either an eyeshadow or a powder, these are not going to be very pigmented. I'm just letting you know about these 2 shades here. And I always use my eyeshadows on a primer that I haven't set with powder or eyeshadows. That's how I get all my eyeshadows to look good, and that's what I did today as well. I'm really loving the pigmentation. Today I'm using Remedy, Hex, Smooch, and Enchant together with Potion. That's what I have on my lid today. And some of these shades are pretty similar. Firestorm, Psychic, Paranormal, pretty similar. Alchemy, Hex, pretty similar. Sixth Sense is not that different as well, and you could say that Sixth Sense, Brew, and Enchant are pretty similar also. So I personally wish that some of those were made into either lighter neutrals. I would have loved if either, like, if Paranormal was like a matte peach, that would have been amazing, because that would have went so well together with the other shades here. And I also would have appreciated if one of these shades was actually a brown metallic, not because I need one, but because I think that that would have really brought something to this palette and made it the perfect all-around palette for someone who loves neutrals and colorful looks. So I think that one of these three browns should have been like a chocolatey shimmer. I think that that would have been great. Also with the blues here, I do appreciate blue mattes, but I think that she could have been without those two blue mattes in this palette, and instead she could have put in a green shimmer and maybe a lighter like orange or peachy shimmer to go with these shades here. I think that that would have been great as well. And I'm not saying that it's a bad palette, these are just my personal opinions, and obviously the creator of the palette were of different opinions, otherwise she would have made it like this. But how I like palettes is I like a either 50-50 ratio between mattes or shimmers. If it's a smaller palette, like if it's 4 to 12 pan palettes, I like them to be 50-50, or I'd like them to be like just 1 or 2 more mattes. Like if it's a bigger palette like this, like 1, 2, 3 more mattes than shimmers, it's perfect for me, because I like mixing up my shimmers and I like using more than one shimmer in a look. And with this palette, there's only 4 shimmers, and I do know that there's a lot of people out there that loves a full matte palette. I just wish that there was like 1 or 2 more shimmers in this, because I like her shimmery formula. I will say though that Smooch is not as like metallic and like shimmery as these three. This one is more of a, you can see it on my lid, it has a sheen, but it's not like pow, it's not metallic. On the other hand, normally darker jewel tones like this, they normally aren't very super metallic either. I don't know if that has something to do with pigment or something. But I really do appreciate this palette, and if you had your eyes on this and you were wondering about the quality, I do feel like this is the quality that I am used to seeing from Certifeye, and I really do like Certifeye's formula. I feel like the mattes are really nice to use. They are soft. They do have some fallout though, so don't go swirling your brush in them. Tapping works just fine, but it is one of the most favorite matte formulas that I know of, and I'm so excited as well that she has begun to dabble a bit in shimmers. I do hope that we will see even more shimmers in upcoming palettes, because I really like it. And I think I've used Potion so many times, and Potion is a beautiful color to deepen up looks, because it does really show up on the lid, and it layers great on top of other shadows, which is what you really want with a color like this when you use it. As you can see, it is not pitch black. It is more of a dark gray, which is really good in case you want to use it to deepen up the looks, because it's not going to take over and just be a black blob on your eyes. It's more going to be like a shadow on top of the other colors, just giving you that dimension in the outer corner that at least I'm after when I'm deepening up a look. So overall, I really like this palette. I really like the color scheme. Oh, I did film some swatches. Let me show you the swatches. So yeah, I think that was everything. I think that was everything I wanted to say. Overall, I'm really happy about this palette. I am excited about this palette. I'm super excited about upcoming palettes. I think that she is really onto something when it comes to color combos and quality, and I really appreciate this band. I think she is on to some really nice things. I do hope though that she will release some smaller palettes as well. I know she has one palette that's only a 9 pan like this. I wish that she would make more palettes like that, but just some really fun color stories, because I think that there's more people out there like me that do appreciate some smaller palettes. So I really hope that we will see that in the future as well. I think that was everything. Do let me know if you want to see me pick up the Affinity palette and review it. I'm most probably gonna pick it up, but let me know if you're excited in seeing me reviewing it. And tomorrow there's gonna be 3 looks with this palette. I have filmed 3 looks and I am so happy with all 3 of these looks. I cannot wait to show you what they look like. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on those looks. They are coming on my channel tomorrow and I will see you then. Bye!